The Institution of Engineers Rwanda, in partnership with the Royal Academy of Engineers UK, commissioned a survey on factors behind the low number of female engineers. The study was a component of Phase 4 of Africa Catalyst, a project that seeks to equip young graduate engineers with practical skills to enable them to be competitive on the labor market. What are the findings that the survey came out with? The survey showed several barriers that female engineers face. Some of the barriers are in the recruitment process. The recruitment process favors male engineers than their female counterparts. Some eligibility criteria are not relevant. There is also a mindset among some employers that female engineers cannot be very productive due to their status. They have to take care of their children or plan to start a family. While in service, female engineers are not treated like their male counterparts. Female engineers are not assigned difficult tasks. They engineering a lot of stressful and energy-consuming tasks. Sometimes, female engineers take on very difficult tasks to show that they can do better than male engineers. The survey also showed several other issues that female engineers encounter. They include lack of enough time to discharge family responsibilities and sexual harassment. The survey suggested recommendations to address the issues.
First step is to ensure that employees across all levels have comprehensive understanding of gender equality and what purpose it serves in their organization, to enable them to treat any form of alleged harassment seriously, not just because of the legal implication, but also because it can lead to underperformance. Number two is establish or revise existing policy framework or put in place an implementation mechanism or a monitoring mechanism to make sure the existing policies are known, but also actions are taken in case of non-compliance. Okay, create an inclusive hiring process. Avoid questions like, are you pregnant? Are you married? And so on and so forth. Build an enabling environment. Create a supportive ecosystem for all people. Allow flexible working hours. Promote equal employment opportunity for continuous learning. Empower all people within the right tools, with the right tools and resources. A conducive environment that allow people to thrive within their employment. Have a clear policy on discrimination. Provide unconscious bias training. Unconscious.
Findings of the survey were disseminated to the partners of the Institution of Engineers Rwanda. Thereafter, they took measures to tackle the identified barriers. The workshop was very successful. Most importantly, partners of the Institution of Engineers, especially the decision makers, realized that there is a need to put in place strategies of supporting female engineers by addressing the challenges that they face while exercising their profession. This will help in increasing the number of female engineers graduates.
Twebwe ku ruhande rwacu ni gukomeza gukangurira ibigo bikora munsi ya ministeri bishyirwa mu bikorwa politike.
On our part, we will continue to bring on board institutions affiliated to the ministry, including those implementing the infrastructure policy, those responsible for the construction of houses, hydropower plants, as well as water, hygiene and sanitation facilities. We will advise them to put in place a mechanism dedicated to employ female engineers in order to increase their number in the profession.
Kuba engineeri b'abakobwa n'abadamu kugira ngo n'uwo mubare ugaragare.
The Institution of Engineers Rwanda, in collaboration with the Royal Academy of Engineering UK, has an ongoing program to promote engineering among female students in science. This is also intended to prepare them for the profession well ahead of time. It is against this background that the school competitions were organized.
There have been a survey in 2017 They had the objective of knowing the numbers of potential engineers, young girls doing STEM subjects, and we realized that young girls doing STEM subjects were completing secondary schools with sometimes higher marks than boys, but when you go to the university, you don't find good numbers of girls doing engineering.
So last year we launched our phase 4 of the Africa Catalyst program, and the Institution of Engineers Rwanda applied for it and was successful. Their proposal was about getting more women into STEM, more specifically in engineering. And they presented this idea about engaging students from secondary school, especially girls, to consider engineering as a potential career choice. And they also develop a women's chapter in their institution.
Africa Catalyst is a project which started in 2017. It started by bridging the gap between academia and the industry. But this time it is, we are now on 4th phase, which is inspiring young students to take up engineering for the future. We are working with STEM school with approach of essay writing competition. So what we are doing is to give them a theme, then they develop from that theme. So we select the best performer and we give them awards.
Female students following science subjects in various schools chose a topic, made research on it, and presented their findings to a panel of engineers. Here are some of the essays that they produced.
I took the decision to do these competitions because I'm very interested in engineering, and I thought that joining this competition, I will be able to access many skills and make research to know more about engineering. And also, I wanted that it can motivate me to continue to pursue engineering as my career after I finish secondary schools.
They can produce many grams of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. If a single thing like cigarette can produce such amount of carbon dioxide, can you imagine about the vehicles and industries? It's, this carbon dioxide which is being produced, it's very excess according to that organisms we need. That's why I'm coming with the project which will reduce the carbon dioxide from atmosphere.
Engineering can be used to achieve inclusion in all communities through education and through infrastructure. It can also be used to make better infrastructure that is able to accommodate special needs, and it can also make the infrastructure more resilient and also helps us achieve the net carbon zero emission goal, which is the only way that the world will be able to survive.
Engineering innovation for a more resilient world was a very interesting topic, and I found that this 21st century has brought many rapid change in economy, in all sectors of economy, industries, in recent areas, and also years to come. And this was brought by engineering innovation.
The competition indicated that the students have an understanding of what engineering is.
The definition is about engineering, but it's all about application of science and math to solve problems. You get that? Application of what? Science and math to solve problems. So when an engineer sees a problem, what do you see? You have to think, how can I get a solution?
An engineer is a person who make our design everything around us and make the special ones which we help our world to look beautiful and help people to live well.
The students who were carrying out this kind of competition,
They are studying sciences options. They are being prepared for becoming future engineers, referring to subject that they study. They do practices and some experiment where we hope that we have some engineers in future.
I would like to be a biomedical engineer, and I feel like that's the right path for me because it's a place where I'll be able to help people and make the world better and more resilient through engineering. And that means that I'll be working mainly in the health sector, helping people who have problems, of health problems, who have disabilities, or who need treatment for their diseases that they have.
Before the conclusion of the competition, participating students were taken on a study tour of various infrastructure facilities. They were given explanations concerning tasks of engineering. Among the visited construction sites, there is a Mahoro National Stadium where they witnessed the complex tasks of engineering. They also visited the construction site of the residential complexes.
One of the missions of the Institution of Engineers in Rwanda is to have to raise awareness and also to raise the interest of the young generation into the engineering field, into the STEM in general, but also specifically the engineering field. So coming here is us also talking about our experience, also exposing the young generations to what us engineers are doing for the country and outside of the country. So that's the goal.
The student got enough explanations about engineering, importance of engineering, how young graduates become engineers, and the process of admission into the Institution of Engineers Rwanda. The essays were marked by a panel of engineers. Winners received awards. This was done in order to motivate the students to study engineering, have passion for the profession, and practice it in the future.